Because I'm very much an advocate for the government is not coming to save you, okay? They're not your friend. They push their agendas over yours and your personal welfare day in, day out. So whenever an individual takes it upon themselves to take responsibility for themselves and those around about them, I go, good for you. Government's not doing it, so you should get on your bike. Thank you very much. And the more people who took that attitude, the better a world it would be, I firmly believe. But of course, private property rights are absolutely sacred.
I'm glad you got to that point, Liz.
Where on earth are you going with this?
I love personal responsibility, especially when it involves living in other people's properties.
I just want to commend him for his efforts. So you need...
What, his efforts? His efforts to drive people to go and live in properties they don't own when the owners don't know they're living in them?
No, but, well, they're just sitting there wasted. That is his point.
He should be
It's just
charged by police with
somebody...
incitement to break and enter. He's encouraging
He's
people...
a lawyer, and as he pointed out, what he is facilitating here is not exactly illegal.
And the point was not exactly illegal, which
Yes.
he said is the best kind of legal.
Yes, I've done law. I know that he's right. He knows what he's talking about. So don't try and take him on in a legal aspect.
He's clearly
'cause he'd
trading.
have you 6 feet under, but argue from a different standpoint.
He's trading in envy and entitlement. The problem here is not the guy up the road who has a house he's not currently living in. The problem is your local MP. Go and protest to your local MP, but you don't solve the housing crisis by moving into a home that is currently not being used, that you didn't pay for, you didn't work for, you didn't save, sacrifice for, and living there until eventually you sort of somehow claim some right. He claims the adverse possession law in this country. You've got to live there for 12 years.
Yeah, 12, 13 years.
15 in Victoria and South Australia before you can claim that property. So for him to cite that law is an absolute joke.
But also,
you're not doing him justice there. He's citing that law not to say, oh, give it 15 years and then it'll be yours.
He's citing that law to justify encouraging
to
break and
illustrate
entering.
the fact that staying on someone's property, which isn't yours, for 15 years isn't illegal.
Yeah.
And in fact, if someone could keep it up for that long, they can rightly claim it. There was a famous case of this in 2018. This flog noticed this, it was already valued at just over $1 million. It's a famous case in law. 2018, spotted this place, being like, oh, I think this is deserted. He held onto it. He did it up. He noticed that the lots it wasn't locked or anything. He literally renoed this place and sold it for well above market price just years later.
Let me ask you this
and it was all legal. It was perfectly legal.
You have an investment property. You've just let it sit there for a bit because you're saving up money to do renos or you've got other priorities. And this guy goes and publishes the address of your investment property online and says, hey, anyone looking to squat somewhere, Liz Storer's got a place, here's the address. Are you happy about that?
I would hope that...
Are you happy?
I would hope that if I was actually well-to-do enough to have vacant properties right now, I would, probably through my church community, know people in need and have them living in there free of charge already. What this guy is doing is highlighting that that is something that should be happening.
No, homeowners have no ethical responsibility to homeless people.
No,
correct.
He's simply... Guys, don't be disingenuous and put words in my mouth. He's simply saying this is something that can happen. The landlords aren't doing it. These are completely... It's not illegal. The landlords are doing nothing with this. We're going to make use of it until you do.